Hey guys, what's up? So I'm gonna show you. This is actually a video telling you about the difference between the crop sensitive DSLR and also the full frame DSLR. This is not gonna be uncut, so anything I'm recording right now is what you see. Recording with my webcam, that's why the quality sucks. But that's not the point. So we're gonna start off talking about the difference between full frame and also the crop sensor DSLR. Full frame, obviously, it's like a normal 35 film on your film cameras, and a crop sensor it's a little bit smaller than full frame, not that much. Um, let's talk about advantages of both and disadvantages of both. Now, advantage of we're gonna start with the crop sensor. The first advantage to this crop sensor is that let's see, the cameras are oftenly cheaper. Next thing is that the next thing is that you get a little boost from your lenses. Let's say you have a 70 to 200. If you have a crop sensor, you multiply 70 to 200 by 1.6. So you're basically getting 100 something to, let's say, 300 or 400. I'm not good at math, I'm sorry. But that's another advantage. So you get a further zoom range. Um, I believe that's it for the crop sensors. Let's go to the disadvantage of the crop sensor. Like I said, since you multiply the range, you're not gonna get a really wide angle view. Even if you're 17, it's not wide enough compared to the full frame. The next thing is ISO capable performance, the noise reduction. It's not really that good compared to the full frame to the crop sensor because the sensor is smaller. Unless the sensor is newer and more advanced, then probably can. Uh, The next thing is the depth of field. Out of focus areas are not that smooth, and also the depth of the depth of field is not shallow compared to the full frame. Um, that's actually about it. Now let's go to the full frame model. The full frame sensors. Uh, One advantage to it, like I said before, if you have a 17, you're gonna get a wider view compared to the crop sensor. So that's the thing. What you get on your lens is what you actually get. So 17, 17. You don't multiply anything. Uh, the ISO noise reduction performance is better. So the noise capability, high ISO capability, is better than in crop sensors. Noise reduction is better, of course. Not just that, but the depth of field is more shallow compared to the crop sensor, so you get really out of focus, like really more out of focus areas compared to the crop sensors. Not just that, but it's a lot more smoother. Now, movie-wise, it's not that much difference compared to the full frame and the crop sensor because they both are the same. You're using 1080p or 720p. The sensor's size will be the same for both of them. Um, Now let's jump to the disadvantage of the full frame model. Uh, the first thing is that full frame model you don't get an extra boost on your lens, so you're basically stuck with what your lens gives you. So if you're shooting wildlife photography, if you have a 70-200, it's at 70-200. But if you're using a crop sensor, you get a little boost to it, so it brings you more closer to your subject. Not just that, but the models that come with full frame are usually expensive, like the 5D Mark III, 2, and 1, or the 1DS series, because the 1D Mark IV and 3, they're not full frame, they are APS-C-H, which is a little bit bigger than the crop sensor and a little bit smaller than the full frame. But yeah, that's about it actually. Different type of sensor have different uses. Let's say the crop sensor is from the lower end, the beginner DSLR, all the way to 7D. That's all crop sensors. You can use EFS lenses that Canon make, and also the EF lenses. And full frame and APS-C-H, you can only use the EF lenses. Um, that's about it actually. Uh, it depends on what you shoot. if you're shooting wildlife photography, obviously you want that boost to your lenses, to your range, without having you to buy a teleconverter. Or if you're shooting landscape and so on, full frame will help you because you get a little wider view compared to the crop sensors. If you want to shoot, let's say, like a group shot, a wider angle will help you too, unless if you have really wide lens like the 14 to 24 or 10 to 20, 10 to 20, I think that will really help you. But yeah, depending on what you shoot on, you should really just think about it first before you get anything. You should always check what the sensor size is. You should also check other things as well before you get a camera. But yeah, both full frame and crop sensor have different uses for different people. So just check it out first. Uh, Hope you can understand this so that you can clearly figure out what you want to buy and such and such. And then again, see you. Bye bye.